What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? You know what time it is. You either get right or you get left. You got right. You're right here in the Birdcage LLC with us. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. We've got a special guest coming through here, not only to talk about a few things, but also to highlight a few things and manifest a lot of greatness with careers. But hey, sit back and relax. We got you covered. Let's get to it.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the cage. This is on the Perch. We opening up that cage door and we have that perch out for our guest tonight. You know, we only have it for the best to come through. We don't do riffraff around here. So let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. We got Coach Coem in the building with us. Coach, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? Let's get to it.
Hey, but before we get to it, man, you know, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on. See, we've had our bouts with the media for years. You get what I'm saying? And we talk about what's happened with the Atlanta Falcons. And just, I'm going to be honest with you. We have some good reporters, and then we got some reporters that you just sit back and you just put the side eye at and just say, well, dang, what are you doing? Are you actually trying to report or actually trying to just drama going? Get the facts, take your feelings out of it. But we gonna take our feelings out of it because we have a special guest in the building tonight. And you know, this person was raised in Duval County, but she comes from the Motor City. And you know, I gotta play a little something for, you know, just to make you reminisce a little bit, man. Going back to when cars were coming off the Ford plant and Motown was still spinning them records, man. Rest in peace, Mr. David Ruffin. I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg for your sympathy. Hey man, you know we can't play it too long because you know we'll get shut down. But instead of us getting it shut down, we're gonna go ahead and say we're not too proud to beg because we have the lovely Miss Lynn Jones in the building. Welcome to
Thank you. As I say, I'm Detroit raised and Jacksonville made. Talk to me.
Yes, ma'am. So,
yes, wouldn't be no sound without Motown. You know this.
Hey, I'm not mad. Hey, listen, the Great Migration from the South of all those African Americans really paid dividends to that Detroit sound.
Yes,
all those Temptation boys, them Alabama boys right there. And Mississippi boys.
That's true. We can't deny that. We cannot deny that.
But you know what? Y'all raised them, and they pretty much adapted to that cold up there in Detroit, which we know about.
Yes.
And those nice conies that y'all have out there.
That's right. Oh, you know the Motor City. That's right. Conies and corned beef. That's right. I was just up there. My mother and brothers are still there. I moved here in Jacksonville, 1994. So it's been about 30 years now. I've been here. My career took off here. So Duval County, Duval is my county and is my home. I can say that. Yes.
Well, you know what? I was raised around Duval, but I was a migrant Atlanta, Georgia. That's
Yeah,
why I still rock with
you
all
from
the
the county
birds.
line. Atlanta, listen, Atlanta ain't nothing but Detroit in the country. Anybody thinking about Atlanta? Atlanta ain't nothing but Detroit in the country. Come on now, ATL. We
It's
used
a
to
fact.
party
It's a fact.
ATL when Chris Tucker had his club, Mr. Crows, Puffy had his martini bar. Oh yeah.
Well,
But that was then.
but you know what? We're not gonna keep the people waiting. We sitting here talking about the clubs or whatnot. We're not gonna get too into it because the NBA shut down what the Hawks were gonna do, but they ended up getting that dub. We got to see your Detroit Pistons pretty soon. So it's what it is.
So what happened with that right quick? I think they discounted it. I mean, they're not going to do that, right? Correct?
Yeah, so what happened the other night, they didn't
Right,
do it.
right.
They had to wear they had the Peachtree jerseys on, but they still had the wings from what I was told. They just didn't have everything else. But man,
well, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, I understand it's an icon, but at the same time, you try to teach the players to do the right thing and their money and the women. So I don't know. I can't speak on it. Who am I?
Nah, I just look at it like this. If you can celebrate every other holiday and you have cheerleaders that are dancing around in shorts and doing everything else, I mean, they weren't gonna have shoe models, exotic shoe models. That's what I like to call them as a proper term. Dancing around and prancing around in the stadium. They weren't gonna do that. You got kids in there. The only thing they were doing was handing out hoodies and handing out chicken wings. That was it. Other than that, it wasn't going to be anything big. But again, when you have individuals who don't understand that culture or they're just against it, that's one thing. But it's like, look, if you can support, no disrespect, because I love, I got family that's in the alphabet community too. If you can have a pride night in front of children, what's the difference of you having that opposed to having Magic City night?
Well, okay, let's get back into the subject.
No, I got you on that. But anywho, we'll say that for another episode.
Yes.
But
you need to get the guy. Matter of fact, you need the guy who started Magic City on here.
Mr. Magic.
Yeah, you need to, I'm serious. You need to get him. You make that happen. And I want to see the interview.
Oh, look, when Auntie Lynn speak,
okay, that's right.
It happens.
Make it happen.
It'll happen.
And ironically, I actually have an aunt named Lynn. So for real, I have an aunt named Lynn. So anytime they speak, boys,
that's right.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
That's right. Nephews. You see, that's what the coach said. What did he say? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I ran into him not too long ago. Matter of fact, we're having an event. I would love for you guys to come. It's May 16th. It's the Keep Your Head Up, You the One inaugural award. We will be presenting that to Coach Coem, Liam Coen, and we're excited. We're getting all the details together. It's Saturday, May 16th. So y'all think about coming on down here, okay? I would love to have you.
Say less, Auntie. Look, that's nothing. That's nothing for me to go home. My mom and dad are in Jacksonville, so I have
good. So bring your mother and your father too. Bring them. Bring the whole family. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's a done deal. I locked you in for the cell phone already. That's right. Yes, ma'am. You right about that, young man. Nephew. Got my two nephews on the call. Coach Cam, game time is game time. Well, let's get it cracking. What happens during game time? What happened to me during game time?
Well, speaking about game time, you got to have practice and you got to have a beginning to understand where the game starts. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. You are alluded to, you're from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
And when you talk about it, most people don't know much about it, but if you actually read the bio, Ms. Jones has been writing since she was probably younger than 8, but the bio says 8. And one of your favorite books is The Hobbit.
Well, you know why? And the reason why I say that, don't get me wrong, I read Maya Angelou, Donald Goines. I read a lot of books, but what made me say The Hobbits, I read the book and then they made a movie about it, years later. And I looked at the movie and I said, you know what? I read this book. And I was amazed at the movie and the little people. And I said, wow. And that's why I say the hobbits. And every time I see it, I'm like, this was something. When you talk about manifestation and manifest, the book manifests itself visually, so that's what it is. Maya Angelou too, like I say, Zora Neale Hurston. I'm a Zeta Phi Beta. I am Zora Neale Hurston. I can tell you that. And it was so many books. We didn't have TVs in our room. Like my grandson, we don't put TVs in him and his sister's room. They don't have TVs in their room. We didn't have no TVs, just books, and more books.
And so when you look at those books that you talk about,
yes,
and you spoke on The Hobbit or whatnot, how did that influence you to pick up a pen or a pencil and start just writing?
You know what? Because of the books, the movies, I wanted to be if not a movie star. You got Dorothy Dandridge, Betty Davis. I mean, the black and white movies, and they were just walking around in stature and just beautiful women. And it was just amazing. Like Carmen Jones is one. Have you seen Carmen Jones? Carmen Jones is one of my favorites. Yeah, Carmen Jones and Harry Belafonte, Pearl Bailey, Diane Carroll. So it was always in front of us. And then writing, I read the newspaper every day. We had the Detroit News and the Detroit Free Press. So I read the news every single day. My brother hates the newspaper. My mother still gets it. But I read the news. I read my thoughts. I had a journal back then when I was 8 or 9. I had diaries. Diaries were the thing back then. My brother, matter of fact, he stole my diary and read it, and just abusive. Yes, abusive. It's a shame, all my thoughts and everything. And I was crying, and my mother was, like, you stole her diary. Yes, he stole my diary. He was bad. So writing, you have to write it for me to read it, to speak it. You understand what I'm saying? Writing comes in all forms. And when you talk about journalism, I come from the days of your Ed Bradley, Ben Frazier. I watched Ben Frazier on TV growing up in Detroit. He was a Detroit newscaster and came to town, and Ben was our newscaster. And that black man came to town. You got Carmen Harlan. You had Doris Biscoe, Diana Lewis, Moore Krim. So we had talking about Cream. We had the top of the line newscasters, and being in that world back then, it was just, if you made it to that world, you made it. I'd say that you made it. But Detroit for me was not to hone my media skills. I did some production, did some things up there, and then accepted at Central State, then attended Central State, got in, how you get that fork in the road, went here, went there. And things was just happening. I'm the oldest, taking care of my family, my granny, my this, my that, my mother, everybody. And then was married. My name was Lynette Abdullah. I'm married to Abdullah at the time. And neither of us had been to Florida. And so we say, okay, we're going to Florida, came down. Remember you might not remember, Brian, when we had the phones in the trucks, in the box. You remember the phones in the box? Y'all don't remember that. Y'all too young for that.
Cam does. He's a little older than me. I'm just 39. I got to see the front. I didn't
remember that. And so we had so we say we're going to Florida. My cousin was at AAA, and he, wrote out the map and the direction. We was going to Amelia Island. He said, no, go to Jacksonville Beach. It was, prices were different. We came down. They were tearing down the Gator Bowl here in Jacksonville. And we went to Ponte Vedra. We went to St. Augustine. Oh my God, we just had a most magnificent time. And I went home and I said, I'm moving here. That's why I say when they talk about divine destiny and where you're being led. And I went home. That was April. Had 2 fathers. One of my birth father was dying. He passed away. I had my inheritance check by June. We were here by June 24th. Okay. Moved here. Didn't know anyone. Paid up the rent. We did everything. Came down. Packed up like the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay. packed up. We was on our way. And my first job was with the Jacksonville Jaguars under Tom Coughlin. I worked in the scouting department, Rick Reaperish. I forgot the other gentleman's name, but anyway, worked in the scouting department. Now I tell you, working in scouting, because they were just putting the team together. So we went from the trailers to the stadium. They were doing the stadium, and we were in the trailers. Andre Rison, we brought a lot of people in, to put the team together. And I'd say I stayed there for about a year. Well, because people put football players up on a pedestal. And my girlfriend, my best friend, her husband, Mary and Barbara, played for the Jets. Her son was running back with Dallas. Her other son for Houston, Chatsey High School. I graduated in 1979 in Detroit, Michigan. All the football players. We come from a football town, even though the Lions, been around since 1952.
Hold up. I got to stop you. First off, if you don't mention Detroit, now all y'all talk about Barry Sanders, I get it. And he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I'm still saying I got Walter Payton as that dude. But the two greatest players in that franchise, and I put them above Mr. Bobby Lane. Yes, I put him above him.
Okay.
Give me Dick Night Train Lane all day.
Okay.
Give me Mr. Lem Barney, Jackson State's alum. Give me those two all day.
Stop it.
Put some respect on the
DBs, he gotta know a little something, huh? He know a little something. Listen to you.
But truthfully, the other great player that y'all had was a man by the name of Joe Schmidt, who played for the Detroit Lions, linebacker. I'm familiar. I'm a student of the game.
Okay, well, I'm getting ready to interview you in a minute. I'm getting ready to start asking you some questions. That's what I'm getting ready to do, because is there anything he does not know? Okay.
Yes. There's a lot I don't know.
Honestly speaking, he knows more than he does it, but he's a very humble young man. So he'll probably say that he doesn't know it, but he probably does if you give him enough time to research it.
No doubt about it. Wow.
Don't be telling my secrets like that. What's wrong with you, man? It's called but you know what?
That's Auntie. I'm not about to lie to Auntie. I'm not getting
Auntie, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not getting
reading is, like you were saying.
That's right, Coach Cam.
Not gonna lie, reading is important. That's how my mom got me to read. I love the sports fiction, and she would say, "Okay, if you want to read this here, I need you to give me 2 chapters." Her and my Aunt Rhonda, shout out to those two, and my Aunt Lynn.
Give
me 2 chapters out of this book. And I used to but I'm grateful for it, because I can sit here and talk to a legend like yourself, and you name some of the greatest writers, and a lot of people remember Ed Bradley from 60 Minutes. That was my childhood, but I live here in Philly.
Come on.
So him being from this city, and you hear the stories of how he was in the community here, I look at you in Jacksonville in that same light.
Thank you. It's been a long road, but I had really just been sitting in the office doing my work, pulling stories down. I do most of the local stories. I'm a publisher, Sylvia Perry. She does the national stories. Her mother started the paper in 1986, and her mother's from Detroit too. And Jacksonville Free Press, Detroit Free Press, and she passed away in 2018. But she left a legacy. And her and I had did a story. I sent it in because that's when I was doing my TV show, and I sent it in, and she printed it. Next thing, she asked me about coming to work. The television was transitioning at that time from the blogs, podcasts, digital was going in. And so I had changed from on the TV show to the print media. But doing the TV show Lynn and Friends, I took over for a gentleman here, and I just ran with it. I was producing another young lady's show, and he asked me to take over his show, and the rest is history. That's why I say when from Barack to Terry Bradshaw to Tiger Woods, so many people I can't even remember. You'd have to go to my website at lynnandfriends.com, YNNAND, the word friends with an S.com, and you can see all the individuals there. But really, when this happened, like I said, I really had just been sitting in the office. You know your career, you know your success. And when they say success happens overnight, people, when they see you, especially nationally, and then my mother saw it, she was able to see it in Detroit, then everybody like, oh, you're a real star now. But yet she knows she come to Florida, don't pay for nothing, carte blanche. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever we go or whatever we do, I make phone calls. So there's no problem with that. There you go. You handle it, young man. There you go. There you go. And that's Denzel's son. Look at all those individuals. You see that?
Yep. So, Auntie Lynn. So, with everything that you talked about here, you have had conversation with high profile individuals such as Barack Obama, Tiger Woods, and plenty others. What is your strategy that you use to kind of bring in that barrier to kind of have an even footing with all of these individuals? It doesn't matter the level or the aptitude that they may have. How do you bring culture, love of sports, and everything else into your interviews to kind of lead and make those personal relationships?
Well, number one, you have to be quite confident. And I've been applying for media credentials a long time, from White House to Black House. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be confident when you go into these rooms and when you receive these media credentials. So see, I'm known for that. So walking into a room and knowing who you are, I don't care what room it is, you apply for the media credentials, just like you and Ryan right here. I don't know where you going. What's your sports you like to be on the front line? You have the American Black Film Festival coming up. What else you want to do? You got my nonprofit up there. Ryan, stop. Ryan, get off my phone. Ryan, get off my phone right now. Ryan, get off my phone, man. You are impressive. You are totally impressive. So I don't have any formula. You were asking me, was it a formula, right? There is no formula. You, just like when I was in that room with the coach, you have to know who you are. Like I say, Ryan, where you going? Where you need to be? Next year, you need to be at NBA All-Star game. Did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I heard you.
You know what I said? I need you to apply. You have too much information here for you not to be on these podcasts and on the front row. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. You make that happen. And we'll whatever you need, some assistance or support, I'll get that done. But you and Coach Cam need to be on the front line, sitting down right there. When they come, Steph Curry, whoever, sit down right there and talk to you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. We had someone who helped me get in that right direction, and I'm leaning. I'm getting ready to lean on you now. I'm holding your feet to the fire with this one. But shout out to Miss Connie Carberg. Matter of fact, you mentioned Marion Barber's dad. Marion Barber's dad played for the Jets during the time. One of our former guests, Miss Connie Carberg, the first female scout in the NFL, did it for the Jets, and her dad was a doctor, but she was responsible for drafting Mark Gastineau, helping recruit Al Toon and those guys. And she was one of the ones that was on the front line. Like you said, I know you're a Michigan girl. She's an Ohio State girl, by the way. So I know the rivalry.
You know it.
But she opened that door for me to go to training camp last year, actually have that type of access. And I got to just be around some folks. And even when you can't interview them, you sit there and you just talk to them and you just take up the knowledge of what they're picking to you. It was an amazing experience and I enjoyed it. But I'll say this though, when we look at what you have, and I didn't want to get into it just yet because we still got a few things, folks. We're gonna get to it. I know y'all want to get to the juicy stuff. Listen, we got to create a rule before we start throwing in the holy trinity, the sausages and everything, and the chicken and everything else. Gotta create the rule first. So y'all hold patiently. So talking about it, we look at Lynn, the Lynn Jones and Friends show that we talked about. It was a great 10-year run, over 100 episodes.
Yes.
When you look at the episodes and you talk about self-producing, booking the guest, getting the questions. A lot of people don't understand what goes into the process of being able to host a show, a podcast, and what really goes into it. You just don't get on camera and just start talking. Could you explain to the folks out here the process for yourself? Everybody has a different process, but could you explain the process for yourself of what do you do? What's your routine and how do you prep and put yourself in the spot to continue to have this type of success when it comes to interviewing and having great productions?
Well, number one, like I say about writing, I have to write my thoughts out. Number one, I have to write my thoughts and my vision and what I plan to do and who I need to talk to. Number one, and that's how I approach it from there. Who it is that I need to talk to, and then basically get my outline, make my phone calls because I can make a phone call first. If I get you, I'm good. Okay, and I can take it from there. So in because I already know you, I know who you are. But and then too, another thing I do is when it comes to interviews, we're not focusing on nothing negative. We don't focus on no negativity. We focus on the positive because there's a lot of people out here who've had things happen to them rather, and then at the end of the story, they say, well, in 1999, such and such happened, boom, boom, boom. No, I do none of that. None of that. Everything is about you. It's about the story that you're telling me now. That's it. This is about the story that you're telling me now. So that's basically it because I've been doing it for so long. And like I say, you have to have the confidence to be in these rooms. You can't just get a media credential and then you get there and then now you Millie Mouse and you don't want to talk to nobody or you standing over here. You got to go in with guns blazing. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody's standing there, then you need to speak to them. You need able to open your mouth too and be able to just basically do what you need to do. Like I say, there's no formula. Like I say, it's just the confidence in knowing that this is what you can do. Like all of these photos right here, John Singleton, that's at the American Black Film Festival right there. We backstage. John, how you doing? What's going on? That's when Snowfall just came out. Snowfall. Idris, he was there, the whole crew. Here you go. Here you gotta have fun too with it. Don't be afraid and don't get starstruck. That's another thing. Do not get starstruck. Master Peaches is cool, and that's old timey right there. She just turning 80. Nikki Taylor, and you see that with Jamil Hill there. So the production side, but then too. Now I'm gonna tell you too, and there go Al Jarreau. I'm gonna tell you too. Just like when Oprah did her show, and she said she either had to produce or you had to be a host. So there does come a time. Now you got to figure out which one it is that you want to do. Now I was doing the whole thing. I'm hosting, I'm producing, I'm getting the show, uploading the show. I'm taking the show to, back then we had to take the show to the stadium. I mean to the Comcast, we had to take it, put it on the shelf, pull it out, go get it. So I was doing a lot of things myself, but I had a producer and an editor too. I don't know if you ever heard of Larry Hamilton. You know Larry Hamilton?
I've heard.
Yeah,
I remember the name, Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yep.
He used to wrestle with the
Larry Thunderbolt Hamilton. Yes, I do.
Jackpot. I knew you would get. If you don't, yes, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt. Matter of fact, Marion's wife, we sat in the truck one time and we were editing all night. And Kieran was like, oh my God, even her son knew him. So we all really connected. You have to use that degrees of separation too, because you can get to the individual.
Okay, so Auntie Lynn, so I'm a guy who comes from a very, very, very big family. So I have 11 sisters.
Wow.
And 11 sisters and 17 aunties. So and I'm also a girl dad, cheer dad, all that good stuff. So this question is more so important for me because I do feel like I'm a feminist at some parts of me is. So how important is representation in media, both in the newsroom and the stories that are being told in the community?
Well, women most of the time we're the front line for everything. We're the front line, and there's not many of us that's for on sports too, especially on sports, and you have the ones that, matter of fact, I was just reading about Jane Kennedy, how she came about in her sports world and everything, and she was a role model. So I can't even say any other sports individuals. I can't say not one that I could tell you was my role model. Not one. Besides Jane Kennedy, who can I say that was on the front line for sports? Who can we say? Give me another one. Okay, you got Good Morning America. What's her name? Robin. But
I remember Robin on ESPN when I was a kid.
Yeah, Robin was
Robin
ESPN. Robin was ESPN. But nobody significant that we can say. Think about it. And Jane Kennedy was in the 70s. That's when I was growing up. So there's no one that we can say. So having women in it, because women like football, women like sports, but they discount us when it comes to that. I just spoke to a group called Black Girls Love Football. Have you heard of them?
Yes, ma'am.
I've heard this program, yes, ma'am.
Black Girls Love Football, and then you have what's the other one? Industry Moms. They out of Atlanta. You guys know them? They out of Atlanta. Industry Moms. So it's important because you can't leave us out. Number one, you cannot leave us out when it comes to sports. Number one, because we feed the men. We take care of you, and then too, think about back in the day, we used to have more moms too. Remember Miss McNabb used to have commercials? Donovan McNabb's mother. You don't even see that anymore. The mothers, I think now, are on the background because of these girls, these women that have taken over.
Not Jaden Daniels' mama.
That right.
She's front and center, and she already has told them chicks, no, watch out, Jaden. You're going to get your money.
True, Ryan, but that's not none of her business, though. Right? That's true, and I understand her.
I agree with you on that, but
I understand her position. But at the same time, the man is going to do what a man is going to do.
Gotta let him grow up.
He's going to take heed to his mother's words. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he's going to do what he wants to do.
Agreed.
Bottom line. But he was saying the importance of women. I mean, we still here and we on the front line. It's just that men are very intimidating in sports. You got to realize men, they think this is their game, and it's not anymore. This is not just like Rita say, it's a man's world. No. It's Brown, and it is a man's world. Don't get me wrong, but women, you wouldn't be here if it was. I give birth to man. Man don't give birth to me. Okay?
Yes,
It's just that simple. So we are very an important, an integral part of the sports world. And I think if we had more serious women on the front line, most of the women are not serious in sports. They'll ask questions, but who's on the desk right now that's serious? That's a woman. I'm talking about serious, not just old play. We throw
Maria Taylor that does Sunday Night Football. She's serious.
Okay.
You got Holly Rowe that's been serious for years.
Okay.
It's so many. Susie Colbert was one that you could say that did it. Andrea Kramer. I mean, now you're starting to see a lot more African American females doing it. But when you look at it, to me, I feel like Maria Taylor is carrying the mantle for a lot of the sisters right now.
Absolutely.
You're on Sunday Night Football, and you're talking about primetime games where America, all the eyes of America, focuses on you. And then you look at the fact that she was also hosting the Olympic Games, too, with Mike Tirico. So when you see those type of women that are serious, as you're speaking on, that are doing big things, it's a blessing to see. But the other great part about it is she's a Georgia Bulldog. My cousin Gino Vision in here. He's a Florida State fan, so I got to kind of tease him a little bit. We produce stuff at Georgia, sir. I got to mess with him or whatever. But shout out to Gino. He's a big fan of yours too. has his own business, auto detailing business, upper echelon detailing on the south side. I'll definitely give you his information if you're looking for your car to be detailed. Got you covered, Miss Lynn.
Okay, here in Jacksonville.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, I need my car done this week.
Give you a short story. You know how you always say 27 seconds on your page, 27 seconds can define a lot.
Yes.
So 27 seconds defined a lot for me with my situation we talked about off the camera. And he was the one that stuck his neck out there and gave me a second chance to help me get back on the road to where you see me at now. He did. My girlfriend, Tamika Scarborough, my mom, Selena Holland is in the chat. Coach
see, you talking about all these women, so you know the importance of women. Just like Coach Coem said, he got 11 sisters, and he's a girl dad. So women, we have a certain stature.
Of course,
our intuition is different. Okay, and if you didn't have us on the front line, you wouldn't have these various opinions and from the feminine side, because like I say, on the male side, you guys are taught to be so tough. See, and what I said to the coach wasn't a tough remark. And that's what happened, because it wasn't tough. And when you say it's coming from an auntie, his auntie emailed me. His auntie emailed me and said, "Hey, Lynn, we thank you, because we wanted to give him a hug too, but you gave it, for us, because he has an auntie, he has a grandmother. So you understand that. You understand what I'm saying? Coach Coem, no, out of all them 11 sisters, they're gonna get him straight."
You talk that man off a ledge, auntie. I'm look, you being nice about it. I'm not going to be nice about this. I'm gonna say it for what it is. And this is what we do in the birdcage.
Yes.
You talked him off the ledge.
Yes.
Because he literally looked like he would I'll say this. We talk and advocate about mental health on this show too. We do. And when you talk about the pressures that these guys go through, and, being a former player myself, I get certain things, but then also doing what I did in the military, Coach Coem in the military, we understand when you have all eyes on you, and it doesn't have to be on the football field, but when you're in that situation, when you mess up and everybody sees it, it's a horrible feeling. And you're looking for the nearest area, even though you're taking your punishment. You're sitting there in your mind thinking, where's a rock that I can crawl up under for a minute? Just till the heat cools off. But you know what? He stood there, he took it, and this is what was said, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna play this. Fair use, fair use, fair use. This was the interaction that happened after the Jags playoff loss concluding the season.
Young man. You hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season. You did a great job out there today. So you just hold your head up, okay? And ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right? You keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate it.
Take care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
And let's be honest, when you look at the fact that they were 4-13 the year before, and then go to the playoffs, and then you had folks in the media, I'll say it, I have no problem with saying that you had folks in the media that came after you for giving him an encouraging word. This is just what it is. It's many ways that you ask dumb questions. And let's be honest. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's a unwritten rule in journalism. Okay, I can speak on this here. Yeah, you're right. It is an unwritten rule. Just like we used to say. When we used to have to go to the ward room, if we got invited up and we had to talk to them, we had to ask certain questions. And we're speaking on from being military on this, is when you're dealing with high pressure situations, you have to answer for things. And then sometimes it's always that one person that you've gotten chewed out by everybody. And you had that one person to say that one thing to talk you down. That was what you did for him. So I respect the heck out of you for not even taking the time to ask him that question. You just pretty much saw a soul that needed a little bit of help. But I laugh at the folks that are in the media that try to say people are amateurs, Bush League and things of that sort. But this is my thing. You can't say Bush League when you're field hands. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm savage with my tongue, and I know exactly what I'm saying.
Yes.
So for those who came from Miss Lynn Jones, I respect what you do in the field. I understand the etiquette of journalism. I get it. I'm a political science graduate. I could be literally working for the media for the White House right now or working in government, but I choose not to because that's not my lane. But I will tell you this. Don't get mad because someone had a moment that you didn't agree with. It's okay to be different. That's the reason why folks such as myself, Coach Cam, K-Dub, and many other veterans give you a right to speak. It's called First Amendment. Without our service, you don't have that with your pen and pad. So go ahead, humble yourself, and just enjoy the fact that everybody can be different. Everybody doesn't have to eat chocolate ice cream. They can get vanilla, get strawberry. She brought the Neapolitan to the table.
Right.
Deal with it.
Well, like I said, the young man, he thought it was meant for bad, what happened for good. Number one, you have to know your room. Like I said, whether it's a male or a female, you have to know who's in the room. And he didn't know who was in the room. I don't think a lot of people knew who. Here in Duval, they hear my voice all the time. They know that it was Lynn, even when I said it, and they start texting me. A couple of people, oh, that's nice, Auntie Lynn. And then, but then too, in the age of social media. So the first time I can tell you, I went viral was with Tiger Woods. I was all on the Golf Channel. People calling me who was watching golf and called me. Then the next time, what did I say? Belichick. I asked Belichick a question, and boom. And then I was on the football NFL. People were calling. But here in the age of social media, when the young people like yourself say FAFO. Okay, FAFO, this is what literally happened. And the next day, people run with stuff. You got to realize they had my voice out there at one time, and it just said a Jacksonville reporter with my voice. So it didn't have one. And I did say Lynn Jones, Jacksonville Free Press. And I know how to ask the questions because I formulate them up there in the fourth quarter and why you do this. But think about it. There were no more games. This was it. Party was over. There was not another game to sit up here and talk about. And then, the reporters, one reporter will take a question and ask it one way, and the other one will take the same question and ask the same thing in a different manner. You understand? So now you're being bombarded by all these questions, but you're trying to formulate even an answer for the same question that this other person just asked. You've seen it plenty of times. And sometimes they give me the mic and sometimes they don't. In this particular time, it seemed like she just rushed it because I wasn't even going to the press conference, tell you the truth. I was left, the whole stadium was sullen. We walked out and I was talking to a young man and he said, ma'am, you need to go back to the press conference. So I maneuvered my way back. And when I got in there, like I said, with some other ladies in there, the people in the back, and press conferences can be very uptight. Because everybody wants to get the right question and say the right thing. You understand? So everybody kind of standoffish. But as I stated, when I walk in, Lynn Jones, I'm walking in, I'm here. I don't even have to raise my hand, but I'm here, but they know I'm in the room. So she brought the mic over. And like you said, it was just destiny when I said it. But again, you can look at it because you are a winner and winners win. You understand what I'm saying here, young man? You are a winner and winners win. And no matter what, you came through this season. You, like you said, 13-4. I mean, we were excited. You talked about the Detroit Lions, even with the Jags. You have to win those big games if you're going to Super Bowl. It's just that simple. If you cannot win the big games, you're not going to Super Bowl.
Well, I wish you would have a pep talk with my organization. We're trying to change some things with the Falcons right now. We got Ian Cunningham who understands. He took that Bears team and turned them around. Hopefully he can do this in Atlanta with Matt Ryan. And honestly, Kevin Stefanski's got to prove himself here because he caught a lot of flack with Shedeur Sanders. But that's a whole nother story. But
that is a whole nother segment. But he blew that though. He blew that in a sense that here comes Shedeur now too, because he got a legacy and he knows how to hold his head up in rooms too now. You understand? He got a father who talking about hold your head up, you the one. That man prime time, he came out. So if you have that confidence in yourself, a lot of people, when your light shine, people see your light, but they don't understand when you get in a smaller space, it's even brighter. You can't put the light out. It doesn't matter. So now his light is shown, and then now he's shooting, tell him what the sky is the limit. And I think that's what anyone in this business, in this type of industry right now. And you have to humble yourself at the same time, because if that wasn't for you at that time, then it wasn't for you. Don't you worry about it, because what's coming will come to you.
And I'm glad you said that, because Ryan is like my little brother, and I took it extremely personal, the way that they were talking about you on the social media, because again, I hold you in regards with the Jenna Mae Jeminsons of the world, the Maya Angelou's of the world. You're right there in my top 5 for
You guys are the best.
women.
Thank you.
And the thing was, I had taken your speech to heart, because a couple weeks earlier, I cost my high school football team a chance to go to win state, and I took it extremely hard.
Yeah.
But when I heard the speech, it was like, because for weeks I didn't talk to any of my players, I didn't talk to any of my coaches, and I'm sorry for getting emotional.
No, I know the feeling. Let it out.
But when you talk to him, it was almost like my mom was sitting next to me talking to me.
Talk to me, yes.
And for me, that meant the world. So when it came to you and people talking crazy to you, I think I had to put at least $100 in the in the swear jar for the team. But to get back on track, what's one of the most challenging stories that you've had to cover, and what made it difficult?
Oh man, y'all asking me these questions. Oh, what challenging stories. I have to come back to that. I try not to do nothing too deep. Tell you the truth, I try not to do nothing too deep. I don't. I have to think about that one.
Okay,
because if it is challenging, okay.
I have a follow-up question for you. So this is more so for my brother, right? Because again, he is my little brother, and I treat him as such, and I'm going to push him as hard as humanly possible to get him to where he's supposed to be. So is there any advice that you have from your own personal experience that you can give to him that's going to help propel him to the next level? Because again, as much as I love the Birdcage LLC, and as much as I love him being the producer / host, there's something much greater for him out there on the horizon, and I know it, and I've been telling him this for years.
That's right. Say it.
He's hard-headed. He's hard-headed. He don't listen to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you handle
I believe
it. So what can he do?
I believe it. Like I was just telling him. Yeah. He need to get on more of these shows. He need to be getting more of these media credentials. I need to see him on the front line. At NBA, NFL, WNBA. I need you on the front line of all of them. Anything I can do to help you, any phone calls I can make, I want you to branch yourself out too. Okay. And I don't want you to be afraid anymore. And I don't even know if I want to use the word afraid. And the word fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay. Okay.
I gotta write that one down.
Yes, ma'am.
False evidence.
I gotta write that down.
Real. That's a fear. So you talk about the show like, oh, it's just a show. No, it is the show. Okay. All this knowledge that you have, all this historic knowledge, you just came out. Every time I say something, you got something to back it up. So you can back it up with your with Dr. J. How about that? How about that? I want you to start reaching out to these people who you think they could be on your show. We just talked about the Robins. We just talked about all these individuals. You're going to start making phone calls. It's just that simple.
I've already started reaching out to Doc.
Okay.
Me being here in Philly.
Okay.
His old teammate, Ollie Johnson, we already interviewed him. Me and Mr. Johnson have a great relationship, go out for breakfast time to time. We just talk life. And like you said, Doc is very hard to get in touch with. So I've been actually working on that.
That's
but
all right.
If you know somebody,
you put that down. You write that down. You write that down. Your top 5 guests. Your top 5. I want you to write that down. Top 5. And if I know, what did I say? 6 degrees of separation. If I don't know them, somebody know them.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you hear
me?
Definitely
gonna tap into that.
That's it. And coach, you the one, and you hold your head up because you're going for the championship next year. Do you hear me?
Oh yes, man. That's already written down.
Okay, it's already written down. You're going for the championship. So we will revisit this next year, this same time. Put this on the schedule.
Thank you for putting that out there. See, now I'm not gonna let you just sit here and snitch me out to auntie like that. So you really think? See, I'm the type that you not. I'm the type that you're not just gonna throw a rock and just hide your hand, or just throw a rock and think it's okay.
He's just trying to listen. No. He got a lot on his plate too now, Ryan. He has a lot on his plate. See, now
I had to get on him. No, I had to get on him.
Wasn't here, you see, your nerves would be bad. That's why you need women in sports. See.
Cam, now we gonna tell the truth about what happened. Now we honest with you. So after the loss, I told Cam, I said, look, because he called me, we were talking. He said, man, I don't know if I want to go back and do this again because I don't want to disappoint these kids. I said, no. I said, the way that you disappoint folks is when you sit back and you walk out on them when you still have the opportunity to continue to go for whatever you're trying to get, whatever goal you're trying to achieve. And I explained to him, I said, and you're talking about shaping and molding young men. You think about it. You got into it with an offensive coach earlier this year. Not gonna get into that, but you got into it with one of your coaching mates, and his players literally walked out on him and said, Coach, we want to play defense. Now these offensive players that, like I said, never played it down to defense, walked out on that and wanted to go to him. And I told him, I said, you walk out on those kids, you walk out on molding young men for life. It's not just football that you're teaching them. You're
right, exactly. Life lessons. He's teaching life lessons. That's right.
And at this point, when we speak about life lessons, and that goes into the next question I have for you, when you talk about navigating through criticism in your career, 25 years, you face very the public media has perceived you. How do you maintain your professional identity and stay the course, and you maintain your cool when it's very hot? How do you do so?
It's getting hot in here. Don't take off all your clothes.
Hey.
Well, it goes back again to the level of confidence that you have, and you have to leave those comments alone. Leave those like he was saying. I was in the airport in a pilot. He was saying the same thing. He said, "You know, I defended." He showed it to me. He said, "I defended you," and everybody. I mean, everybody was defending me. I couldn't look at the comments. Like I said, they said I look like Don King. My credentials need to be taken. So it was some other things too. But you cannot look at those comments and maintain your cool. In a sense, as I keep saying, you have to know who you are. I know who I am. It's nothing that I can tell you that my confidence level. See, you got to be able to stand out, not only stand in, but be able to stand out while you standing in.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand what I'm saying here? So I'm not on a level to where I'm bringing myself down. Okay, I'm not walking in these rooms with my head down. I don't make phone calls even with my head down. Because when I'm making this phone call, I know this phone call is going through. Something's going to happen. So when they say about manifesting and again and keeping everything at that level, that's what I have to do. And I can't let nothing negative take me out, because I'm going to tell you, it'll get in my mindset and my psyche. And now I'm confusing myself. I'm thinking I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. No, we're not doing that. I got enough personal issues to go through where I can bring myself down. And I'm not going to tell you that I've never had a dark day or nothing has happened. But a lot of people can't come out them dark days. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people can't come out. We see a lot of people with suicide and mental health now too. So you got to be able to get out of those moments when you do feel in despair. So that's I don't feed into none of that. If I fed into any of that, let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here talking to you today. I would not be here talking to you today, young man.
Most definitely. And I have one other. I have froze. StreamYard is StreamYarding. I'm gonna ask my question while I pop out. Hey, I'm not stopping. Just because one monkey don't stop no show, as the old folks used to say. Just because this froze don't mean I'm not gonna get this question out. Devil is a lot today. When you talk about mentorship and legacy, as a Detroit-made journalist who became a staple in the Jacksonville community, what advice would you give to the next generation of reporters trying to find their own voice in a room full of traditionalists?
Know what you're talking about, because everybody now on social media is a journalist, or they call themselves a journalist and don't know what they're talking about. Know what you're talking about. Number one, get the facts first. Like you just said, what happened to me. Everybody ran with it and didn't even know who I am, but they got the phone call. They got the phone call. They say, that's Lynn Jones. That's the one and only Lynn Jones. Okay, people know me from around the country. So know who you talking about. Okay. And again, like I said, know who's in the room. You got to go in these rooms shaking hands. Hey, how you doing? I don't care if it's one of them little dinky hands. Shake your hand. Shake my hand. What's going on with you? How you doing over there? Matter of fact, wave to a few people. They don't even know you. Wave to them. Hey, how you doing? You understand what I'm saying? Because if not, they'll come over to you. They want to know who you are. See, you want the people to know who you are, Ryan. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't listen to none of that. Right, I am 64 years old. I'll be 65 years old this year, young man. I don't have time.
I thought you was 35. You playing?
I know you did. I know you did, and that's understandable. What John Wood
look good, don't you?
Pretty.
Auntie look good.
Thank you. That's what said that.
Rest in peace to John Witherspoon, aka Pop. She got to coordinate. She
coordinate.
Yeah.
But again, you just have to know who you are. And if you're going to be in this business, in the journalism business, you have to see, you got your entertainment reporters, you got your sports reporters, your beat reporters. So everybody pretty much knows their route. But for me, I'm in every genre. Okay, because with the Black press, we don't necessarily have one sports a person. I have a lot of photographers, photojournalists on the line, but a lot of them do photos, but they don't write. See, even with myself, a lot of people send photos in a story, but they don't know how to write. They might have the money shot, as I call them, but they don't know how to write the story. So here they go. I call them up. I say, boom, da, da, da. And then they give me 3 words. Next thing you know, I done took it and made it into a Pulitzer Prize. Mm-hmm. Because I just need the main details of the event. And I can take it from there. Now, if I have a story that it's from my heart, from me and actually being there, then now that's a different story. You don't know what you might get. Because I'm being honest on me being in the room and attending this particular affair, event, even with the sports. I don't get it too deep into the sports to the fact that I'm writing of everything that happened in every quarter and because it's a fan-based outing for our subscribers. So we take pictures. We have all the fans. We know what's going on in the court. I've got people saying Duval. So we're giving them more of a fan experience to the city. So I'm not being that serious because we already got enough serious people out there who writing about. But I'm giving it to my subscribers as something fun. We had a good time at the game. Everybody had a good time. This happened, that happened. Travis, Trevor, this, but we don't go to that deep where we're bashing anyone or get rid of this person. So it's different with they want to call us community news, but we just as serious as anybody else. It's just we reporting it different for our audience.
And when you look at the traditionalists, and I say traditionalists, and I have no problem with saying it because I understand that there's etiquette to it, but Who says you're supposed to be inside the box? Some of the greatest minds were outside of the box. Your George Washington Carvers, your the artist formerly known as Prince.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
You look at Ben Franklin, you look at Albert Einstein, you look
Ida
at
B.
so
Wells.
many of these
right.
individuals.
Definitely. Speaking of Ida B. Wells,
yes,
in Chicago, the Chicago Defender in the 1930s, they had 128,000 subscribers. Nowadays, talking about the black press, and I've been saying this, that's probably why this happened. I know guys say, if you keep saying this, I tell them there's more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today. In Jacksonville, you got the Florida Star since 1955. We've been around since 1986, and y'all in Philly, the Tribune been printing since 1884. In Detroit, the Michigan Chronicle been around since 1935, and I think the Chicago Defender was the 20s. So we have these viable entities, but it's up to you and this audience who's watching to get a subscription, to read the news. What's the young man we get the sports from? I can't even think of his name right now, but he does our sports. Lute, you know Lute? I can't think of Lute. He does the Black Sports page. So we get our sports pages from him, and he has all of the HBCU information and scores. And so the male subscribers, they live and die by that. You understand? So our reporting is totally different. You're talking about the traditionalist, because a traditionalist is under the contract. See, I can't get fired. You understand what I'm saying? The newscasters are under a contract.
Why do you think I said field hand earlier? Okay. Field hand, and here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. No, field hand does not have to turn the terminology just for black folks. A field hand is somebody who works in the field. Let's make sure we put this out here, because we have folks that are like, oh my God, the term, yes, it was used for a derogatory term. We know this, but if you educate yourselves on this, a field hand is an extra hand that maintains the fields, because they talked about it in the Bible, field hands. So,
but you get the recognition, just like the Oscars. We got the Oscars. That's a high level, but yet you got NAACP awards. You got all these other awards, but we want to get that Oscar. You understand? Now, if you notice, all the newscasters, the big newscasters, even Lester Holt, it's nobody on TV no more. Just about. You got your Abby Phillips. Think about it now. But yet, and I may get it flack on this, Don Lemon and Joy Reid, you're not doing this for likes. You got your check when you left. So you balling right now. So money is not your issue. So you're not doing this for life. You're doing this because, and I think Joy transferred over because Don had already transferred over. So this is the new medium. The new medium is your social media. But what can I believe? What's real and what's not real? That's the issue we're going to have going forward, especially with all of this AI right now. We moving fast, the world moving fast, the AI is moving fast. So who is what? You look at stuff now, they putting even on the AI. What they had a Kevin Hart something, I was on his show on Good Sports, the first episode. A picture of him didn't even look like him. So you're talking about fake news. I got your fake news. I got your fake news. And that's what happened to me. Everybody was thinking I was fake, and then everybody just ran with it. But then you don't even know my credentials. You don't know that I had a TV show. I got people calling me now, Lynn, we didn't know, because I was in my office doing my work, get my stories, and do what I need to do. I didn't need to prove myself to no one. What I need to go out and prove. The fact remains is that what I said to this man, I said it, and he was supposedly a loser. And like I said, Duval, you are winners, and winners win. And back to men, you taught to be tough. You won't cry. You won't this. In sports, you got those little boys on the field. They so tough, but mentally, I got a friend, the Joy Ball, Rachel. She was in sports. Rachel Barbaro, I think that's her last name. And she goes into the colleges and talk to the young men, because you don't know what nobody is going through. You really, really don't. You don't know these players now that's on the field and what they going through. Some of them kill themselves. Some of them commit suicide and things of that nature, because we don't know. And that's why I say when I'm on the bus or I'm somewhere, I need to know everybody. when I was in NBA about. You ever saw this movie with Sandra Bullock and Big Red was the bus driver? What was it called?
Yeah, that was Speed with Keanu O'Neal. Yep.
Yeah, and so listen, I'm on the bus, and anything go down, I need to know who on this bus. These little stores people go to around in their neighborhoods, there's no exit. I need to know my exit. I need to be able to get out of here. Okay, just like on that bus, she took the bus, but everybody now, I need to know everybody because now we screaming, now we crying, now you understand what I'm saying? So you have to know who's in the room without hesitation.
So, folks, if you don't know who Big Red is, if you've never seen the 5 Heartbeats, it's a gentleman by it's a gentleman by the name of Hawthorne James, and one of my favorite actors. He actually is a Shakespearean actor. That's what most people don't know.
Yes.
Most people don't even know that he actually says he prefers theater over doing stuff on the camera. He enjoys it because it keeps him sharp, and it's a craft. You can't describe it. He said it's a feeling that you get doing this craft because you're honing your skills. And when you hone your skills, being on the camera is easy because it's hard.
Easy. It's very easy.
He said it's hard in front of a live audience where if you mess up, they can see you mess up.
That's right.
Just like what you did, just like what happened when you pretty much was asking Coach, though, pretty much you gave Coach the encouragement. Most folks don't understand that those live press conferences, if like you said, if you're under contract, it could either make or break your career depending on what you ask.
Like I say, that young man, I don't know. I've never said his name. I never even responded. I think they put it WJXT. They put it up on the screen, and I say, if you saw it, I say, I don't know him, but I bet you he know me. I bet you he know me now. I bet you he know Auntie Lynn now. See, you got to put some respect on my name now. Put some respect, which my name was already respected. But now in the realm of 14 million people seeing my name and who picked it up, what they say, Pete, whatever is Pete. What's Pete name? Pete, Matt Barnes,
Pete Thamel.
Everybody that talked to me. Yeah, I've been from the New York Times to the LA Times to the Morning Show to Africa, the Daily Morning. I mean, they ran with it. Literally ran with it because I said something, as you said, auntie would say, as my grandson. He said, Granny, he said, oh, he 13. He said, them some motivational words. And you even said, Coem, too, how they affected you. I had another young man broke up with his girlfriend. I had people calling me all the way from Boise, Idaho. Boise, did you hear what I said? Boise,
Idaho.
Boise, people.
Potatoes.
Call in my office just to hear my voice, because you have to be serious and sincere out here. Being a man is a big responsibility. You taking care of your families, your mothers, everybody, and you don't want to break down. You don't want to break down, because if I see you break down, a lot of these women can't handle when the man break down, because they looking at you for strength, for fortitude, for being the man that you said that you're going to be, okay? So I can't see you break down, but the hell you not break down, cry, let a sister know, listen, I can't do this today. And if you start being more honest about that, then I think women would have more sympathy, empathy in that fact. I can't do this today, baby. Baby, I can't do, baby, I'm tired today. I just can't. I just need to sit out here by the lake right now. Bring me a drink and let me just sit here for a couple hours. You see, women, we want to do so much, and boom, boom, boom. Even myself, no, party's over. Party is over. Okay, party is over in a sense. We have to say that. If you can't do it, you can't do it. And women and men have to understand, and there has to be days where you don't do nothing. This world got us caught up. This America, you have to pay bills until you die. You see, they raising funds for these elderly people now, because a lot of elderly people, you didn't know how you would be when you would get this age. And now you out here working, your feet bad, your nerves bad. And now they raising funds for you. Because you might be 70, right. You might live another 30 years. People living to 100. We have 100-year-olds. They go on the front page. It's so many 100-year-old individuals, centenarians, you call them out here. So, I just want to just tell everyone, like I said, you hold your head up. You walking in this world like you are somebody. Like Jesse Jackson say, we grew up with that. I am somebody. You understand what I'm saying? James Brown, open the door, I get it myself. So we've been speaking like this. My uncles used to tell my brothers and I growing up, we come from kings and queens. So maybe this is where my confidence came from, in the sense that they poured into us, to the fact. And I had a lady the other day wanted to talk about Detroit. Not today. You're not going to tell me about Detroit when Coem Young was the mayor for 20 years. He Tuskegee Airmen. We live good in Detroit. I don't know poor. The big three fed all of us. That's why I say in the BMF, no, sometimes you're just not a good steward with your money. You understand? And the plan is not for everybody, too. The plan wasn't for everybody. But no, that's probably where I got it from, because my mother told us, personality goes a long way. You got to be personable and you have to be nice. We've been in this country all this time and we still act dinky towards one another. It's a shame and it's abusive how we are towards one another. And we getting even worse. So,
hey,
okay.
No, keep going. No, keep going. Because look, it's a set. We laugh and we joke on the show, and when you said Jesse Jackson, that's why Cam and I kind of cracked the smile, because I have a character that I play on the show on the show with the Falcons, and I'm pretty much the Falcons' cricket version of Jesse Jackson. Rest in peace. And I make the joke because I can emulate his voice a little bit. So
he called me with the voice on Monday.
Did he call you?
He did. Man, we had a whole conversation. That's him being Jesse Jackson.
But I mean, and I'm not making a joke out of it, because you're absolutely right. You have to have character when you go through adverse situations, or even when you don't. Like you said, just having a kind word to say to somebody, and
just a kind word. We all in this together. We all in this together, and we don't know what might go down day by day, minute by minute. So yes, I said that to him because listen, number one, my husband's 6. I'm like Ike Turner. I got Dallas, San Antonio. Let me get out of here. Listen, hold your head up. You the one. We had a great season. Like I say, there's no more questions to ask, and I'm not sitting up here for the same question from the same person to the next person. We're not doing that today. So at the same time, you have to set the tone yourself. Okay. So once that tone is set, then the rest will come through. You won't have any problems. But like I say, you just have to know who you are. A lot of us, you don't hold your head down. I don't care what it is, and from the football, basketball, everyone that's listening on here, in your job and everything, you are confident enough, without hesitation. Okay, so don't make this your, whoever listening to this today, make this your last time that you feel down about yourself. You got something that you just feeling the world is over. No, get that out your head right now. The best is yet to come.
And I'll say this, because again, I have 17 aunties, and you've been my adopted auntie since this whole situation happened. I honestly, even though we've been heaping praise on you throughout the show, it's richly deserved. And again, you're one of the trailblazers that set the path on fire for the Kerry Champions of the world, the Abby Phillips of the world, the Maria Taylors of the world. And I truly just want to thank you, because again, if it for your speech and my brother, like, I probably wouldn't be coaching now, because at that point I felt lower than life, like, because looking at those kids, and they're breaking down, and I told them that we would win, even though we had a winning season.
Yes,
they wanted to win the championship better than anything, and I told them I was going to do everything in my power to do it, and I just got out coached.
You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. But you couldn't do it by yourself. That mindset needed to be with everybody. You start giving them some affirmations yourself now. Okay, because the teams that win, the mindset, it has to be all the same. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers, you can keep them. They win too much. They win too much for me. But they got it. That man, whatever he did and putting them to make a winning team, how many people you have on this team, that means they mind are all at the same level. So that's what make winners. So see, you told them, okay, we're gonna win by any minute, but they had to come up to know the win so everybody could be on that level. See, you couldn't do it by yourself now. You needed all of them to be on that same level with you. Okay? And that's where the winning team comes, because we just said if you don't win the big games, you don't get to the team. We was at a big game when this happened. Am I correct? We was at it, but evidently everybody wasn't at the same level as coach. Coach was crying. He said, because he did everything he could do to get that team. They just knew they would win, but you cannot just know. You got to get in them huddles. You got to really go beyond just a punt or a kick. Look at past Super Bowl. Stephon Diggs couldn't even get a kick. He couldn't even run through the. And I hate that little hole y'all be running through, and that's abusive. But that right there, I'm like,
being honest about it.
That's the worst play to me. Why do you run into people? I just don't understand that. Why do you run into it? But anyway.
It's the way the scheme. It's the way the scheme.
It's the way it was schemed. I understand
that. It's the worst play to me. So,
but let's go ahead and do one last thing or whatnot, because we know time is tight, and we've had you for a while, and this is like coming over to the house.
Right. And I already told you to get off my phone. Right.
So, Auntie, please go ahead and let folks know about some of the upcoming events that you have coming up, the Divine Voyage, and then you also have the Fireside Chat.
Yeah, with Wallow. That's y'all guy right there, Wallow 267.
That boy is one of the smartest, craziest people.
That's what I'm talking about. Wallow knew when he was getting out of jail what he was going to do. You understand when we always talking about walking in greatness, and we were doing this and doing that. No, I can't wait to interview him. Yeah, that's is that April? It starts April the 8th. Matter of fact, I got to talk to them next week. I don't know when it is. I think it's that Saturday that I'll be interviewing him. Yes. And that's about it. Got the cruise. I'm hosting the cruise. Matter of fact, if you don't go on this year, you can go on next year. So just remember that. We'll be going we sell out the ship. So that's April the 2nd through the 6th. Then I have and then the May 16th, I'll get you a flyer on that. Okay. That's where we're giving Coach Coem, Liam Coen, the Hold Your Head Up Award. Okay.
I'm definitely
and we'll have a
coming.
Sports panel. Sports. We're going to have a sports panel that day too. So you want to come and be on the sports panel?
Yeah. I have my equipment right here. I can bring it on down. Microphone, soundboard, my computer.
And then you're going to come and take it. That's done. That's done. Oh my God, that's done. That's done. May 16th. I got to tell everybody. So you come, set up. Oh my God, it's gonna. And then I have a couple other players too that'll be on the roster. So we're getting it together. Okay,
no problem.
That's done.
I definitely got you. So May 16th.
Okay, good.
I have your info, so we're definitely going. I'm gonna contact you probably tomorrow just to make sure everything's set.
Done.
Meet you up after work. Let the folks know where they can find you, where they can see your podcast and things of that sort. Because I see you got a little show online too.
Thank you. At Lynn and Friends 14, LYNNAND, the word friends with an S 14 on Instagram. I'm at Lynn and Friends TV on Facebook, Lynette Lynn Jones on Facebook. That's it. So we'll have the podcast up, and we just making it do what it do, young man. It's a lot. It's a big responsibility. This going viral thing, man. And people tell you what roll and say monetize, do this, do that. You got to hang on to the momentum. And so I'm getting there. Listen, whatever go down. If not, I can go back to my office and sit down, cook in my air fryer and call it a day. Okay.
It's all about quantity. It's all about quality, not quantity.
That's right.
Most folks just throw out just videos and do things of that sort, and they don't have substance. But it's a couple of us that's out here that really grind, like my guy A1 that's in the chat. You guys check him out, A1 Forever Sports. Him and my guy Smitty Sports Machine. He does his thing, and many others that we associate with, who I can't all put out here all at once right now. It's too many, but those are the guys. And you know, when you talk about really grabbing the bull by the horn and taking it to the next level, fear does not live over here. We actually love trying different things, and we enjoy doing different things because, as we say, ladies and gentlemen, I am somebody. You must understand that we're here in the birdcage. We don't mind trying new things. We brought Miss Lynn Jones in here, this sweet, beautiful brown sister who has come in here, who has stood 10 toes down and have let you know how she is doing it and how she is getting this thing done. We are going to have May the 16th. We're going to get together and we're going to have an awesome show. Y'all know we are going to pick it up because guess what? You hold your head up as Sister Lynn has told you, because guess what? You are somebody.
Talk to me. Talk to me. We got some interviews for you when you get here to Jacksonville, to Duval. So we got some interviews for you to set some interviews up. Okay.
Most definitely. I'll be there May
16th. Coach, you coming through, Coach? All right, Coach Cam, you come on
definitely
through.
Gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try to get him out.
Let's work some things. We'll talk about it. But like I said, you come on
definitely gonna try.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Be confident. Continue your confidence and stay focused. Okay.
I'll try to come through.
Okay.
Spring ball is in right now, so we're currently getting ready for the upcoming season. So we have a lot of workouts going on, and we're actually getting ready to go to camp in May. I don't know when camp is going to be, but I know camp is supposed to be in Arkansas this year, so we'll see.
Okay, well, I'm looking for everybody that's on here from Duval, South Georgia, wherever you are. May 16th, I need you in the house when we present this award. Like I say, we have a award-winning panel. Mr. Ryan is coming on, so we get ready to show out. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Thank you, Ms. Lynn Jones. We appreciate
you.
Auntie.
All right, I hope I gave you enough info.
Oh, you have. I'm definitely, like I said, I'll call you tomorrow. That's Auntie, y'all. Good
hey, Auntie Lynn. I'm your new friend, Auntie Lynn.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. And you're welcome to come back to the birdcage anytime you want during football season or whenever. I got you.
Let's do it. It's done. It's a done deal. Coach Cam, word up. Coach, I'm serious about what I want you to do with your players. Okay, we're gonna get them everybody on this same level. All right, smooth that out. You can't be up here and they down here. I want you to bring them up here with you. You with me?
He's muted. Come on, Cam, unmute your phone, man, so you can say good night. There you go.
All right.
He's laughing too hard. But thanks for coming again, Auntie Lynn. We appreciate you. And thank you for dropping so many jewels on everybody for the knowledge. And we definitely look forward to having you back. And I'll call you tomorrow. Catch you later.
All right, done deal. Have a good night. Blessings and much success now. I'll speak with you soon.
Peace and blessings. That was Miss Lynn Jones, a.k.a. Auntie Lynn, coming through with us tonight. It definitely was an amazing show. We went a little over, but guess what? Man, look. It does not matter if we went over because we got a lot of things accomplished in here. And we have a lot of things that we were able to touch so you can say good night. Really, Cam? Thank you. So Cam is messing with some production stuff. Y'all have to excuse him tonight. My guy's doing his thing. But like she said, you hold your head up. We as Falcon fans have to hold our heads up because of all the stuff that we've gone through. Like she said. So at this point, I just look at it from a standpoint of can't wait till the season starts, but apply what she's put to your life because at the end of the day, we all have to have somebody to lean on, whether it's an encouraging word, a moment, doesn't matter. Find someone to lean on, keep God first, and life will take care of itself. So for myself, Coach Cam, we appreciate everybody that's in the chat with us tonight. We definitely appreciate you, Cam. I'll catch you later, my guy. Thank you again. And for those that are here, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit the like button on the way out. Definitely wipe your feet. You didn't wipe your feet before you came in. Wipe your feet before you get up out of here, man. So much love. We'll catch you next time. And we'll have some Falcons talk. We might have a bumper to bumper in the morning. Y'all stay tuned. We'll catch you next time. Ghost.